Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Conostep and this is going to be part 24 of my early campaign where I am playing as the Almohads. And things are going quite well here. I am only officially at war with the French, although there is a German crusade which has its objective set for Cordoba, but I've been at peace with the Germans for a few turns now, and they don't seem like there's only a handful of men in this crusade. It's not going to really achieve its objective, and it's probably going to die out, going out with a whimper pretty soon here. There is a crusade by the French headed towards Tripoli, which is nice to kind of give the Egyptians something to think about, because they've been kind of annoying, attacking my boats, going to war with me, and then getting a ceasefire, and then back and forth and back and forth. And it was suggested to me that I should be having at least 2 boats in all of my provinces that probably border, the Egyptians at this point, just to kind of make it so that they don't keep attacking my navy like that. I did actually do that in my first couple campaigns playing this game, where I had a couple boats in every single sea region, not just for protection against other fleets, but also for protection against storms. In case one boat sank in a storm, then my trade lines would not completely break down. Now, I went away from that because I was trying to save some money. The nice thing about having these deep water boats is that they connect so many provinces, so that if one of these boats along the coast go down, then the trade can still keep going oftentimes, because this boat is connecting so many provinces. And same thing up here with my boat in the Atlantic Ocean. Say for instance, this boat down here sank in a storm, then it wouldn't matter because he's still connecting the trade routes. So that's kind of, why I went away from that, but it is a good idea to go back to that. So I think that I do want to have, more than one boat in a few of these provinces. I have some extras right here. So let's put a Bagla right here in the Eastern Mediterranean. And then let's put another Bagla down here in the Nile coast. And then, yeah, let's get a couple more. So I can put something in the, oh my goodness, is that the Dodecanese Sea? Is that? And then also the Aegean. Sea of Marmara, yeah, Black Sea. Let's just get 2 boats in all of these provinces so that we can stop any of this foolish nonsense where my trade is being disrupted and we're starting wars and everything. This seems a little bit excessive, but yeah, until the Egyptian armies get distracted by Mongols, then I'm just going to keep this down here. There's just this mountain of men down here in Cyrenaica, which is, yeah, I'm totally fine with that, because at least I'm still in the positive. I am making 3,000. Not like a, super substantial amount, but it's totally fine. I'm in the positive. I have a treasury of 32,000, so all's feeling pretty good. My glorious achievements points is going to go up by a massive 24 points during the next counting period, which is going to be 1250, right? Yes, so another 20 years. And that feels great, I don't have to do anything. I can just kind of chill, focus on me and myself, my fleets, my economy, my men. I am training arbalesters here in Cyrenaica, and then I'm training some Pavis crossbowmen here in Algeria, just for a little bit of mix and match. So I have some shields, but also some really high-powered units down here, the arbalesters as well. Other than that, I'm not really training anything else. I'm building boats in Tunisia and Portugal, but as far as other units besides crossbows and boats, what my armies really are lacking right now, and I really need to get on this pronto, is some heavy cav. I don't have actual units of Ghulam cavalry right now, and those aren't even great cav. They're not even great heavy cav units. They don't stand up very well against knights, but they're the best that I have available to me. If I were to take other provinces, there's units up here. If I were to take Armenia, then I could get Armenian heavy. Where is this? Is Armenia, right? Yeah. And then yeah, I could train Armenian heavy cav if I took this province, but I think that cav it's just available here. I'm pretty sure that would make sense, right? As far as any other options for Muslim factions that's available to my faction, based on provinces, I'm not entirely sure. I know that there's the Pronoi Legion that's available here in Icia, but I don't know if that's available to me. That's a good heavy cav unit though. And let's see, what about up here? didn't I just face some Khazar nobles in the Egyptian battles, or was that in my Aragon campaign? I can't quite remember, but let's see, Armenian heavy cav, and yeah, I thought I faced some Khazar nobles in that in my Aragon campaign. Yeah, and they have to have been coming from Khazar, right? So like a Khazar exclusive unit that can only be trained here. They were pretty goddamn good. They were like cataphracts. They looked like cataphracts. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else is available to me besides Armenian heavies. Oh yeah. Oh, could I train them in Armenia and Lesser Armenia? Not that I plan on taking either of these provinces. I was just kind of looking at it. So yeah, I think I'm kind of stuck with Ghulam Cav. I think that's just going to be what I go with. That's going to be the weak spot of my army for sure. But it's like, you know, whatever. I think that as long as I play defensively on the wings and then my army plays strong up the center, I should be okay. And to play defensively on the wings, what can really help me out is my Muwahid foot soldiers, which let's see if I can find one of those units. But this is my, yeah, it's my special, do I not have any? And yeah, here they are. Yeah, my Muwahid foot soldiers, these are like my specialty flank winning units. These can really help out with my cav engagements where I'm outmanned. So like my Ghulam cavalry want to get in a fight against some Catholic knights on the flanks, then, you know, how do I win that? Well, I send in these guys with their, obviously, with, you know, being spearmen, that they have a bonus versus cavalry, but also they have really high charge bonus and a pretty good morale as well. And these guys are also getting beefed up with some bonuses. I have a metalsmith and armorer here in Navarre, so yeah, they're getting some good upgrades as well. And they're the unit that can really help even out those engagements on the flanks against enemy cavalry. So that's going to be the plan there. Other than that, oh yeah, so I do need to get those Ghulam cavalry. Let's do, and I can finally start doing that here. The Horse Breeders Guild, it's going to be another 6 years. And that's the last building that I need because it's with a Spearmakers Guild and I already have that. And then I'll be able to train Ghulam cavalry, which is wonderful because, yeah, Lyon's the province where I want that because I already have an armorer here and then I have a metalsmith. And then I can build another armor, yeah, an armorer's workshop after that for the +2 armor. And that's going to be really, really good. Getting Ghulam cavalry with +2 armor and +1 attack is going to be really sweet. Really, really nice, yeah. Other than that, though, I don't think I'm really training anything else. I can get a Master Merchant here in Valencia, which I think is the last... I think this is the last one that I can get. Ooh, what's this? The Grand Mosque, yeah. I'm pretty sure I can only build one of these. Right? More than just a house of worship, a great mosque is also a center of learning and scholarship, and acts as a university in all but name, and it hugely improves both the loyalty of the population and the morale of the troops produced here. So this is going to grant a little bit of income. It's going to be a prerequisite for the College of Surgeons and the Military Academy. It allows me to train imams, which is the second tier version of the alims, which is my religious agent. Imams, in addition to religion raising the percentage of Islam in all provinces, they also raise zeal, which is you know pretty rare. Well, it's hard to get for Muslim factions because as a Catholic faction, you can basically just train inquisitors in any province. But with the Grand Mosque, I'm pretty sure you can only have one of them, so you can only train imams in one province, and that's going to be your only unit that you can use to raise zeal. Now, how important is that for the Muslim faction since they don't have crusades? Yeah, jihads are not something that I have. I mean, like crusades, I don't have a lot of experience with jihads either. Jeez, I actually, now come to think of it, I don't know if I've actually launched a single jihad. Come to think of it. Because they can only be launched on provinces that you used to own. And I think on my previous playthroughs... Yeah, I played, my first campaign was playing the Almohads on normal difficulty, and I didn't lose any provinces. And then I am currently playing an Egyptian campaign, which has been pretty casual. I'm playing on expert, but it's really, really easy. And so I didn't lose any territories, so I haven't been able to launch any jihads yet. I think a strategy that I'd like to play with at some point is to launch like a raiding party, basically, like with just an army or maybe two, just like raiding through France. I can just kind of come out this side and then just like take like, you know, 3 provinces. I don't think I even need to take the castles. I think I just need to literally, you know, occupy the province before moving on, and then it counts as mine. I'm pretty sure that's how that goes, but please correct me if I'm wrong. So what I could do is basically just go doink, 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 and just move my armies through, and then would the port be destroyed? Gosh, I can never remember. Do the ports get destroyed automatically when you take the province, even if you haven't taken the castle? I think the answer is yes. I think the answer is yes. In any case, I could just go doink, 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 and then just like right back, honestly. Like I could just do a little raiding party. And then all of these provinces would count as potential jihad targets. And unlike Crusades, I can launch as many jihads as possible at the same time. And that can be a pretty decent power spike because it's, it gives you like a handful of units per each jihad. So that's something I would like to play with at some point. And to make that even more powerful, I suppose what would be the key then? I guess I use my imams in my own territories to raise zeal here? No. I don't want to do that because then they're just taking men from my own armies. That's not what I want. What I want is to have... So, yeah, it's such a weird thing. So, like, having zeal raised in these territories would still... Like, I'd still be taking men from Catholic factions, even as a Muslim, like, jihad? Just because of the zeal being raised? Huh. It's kind of a weird thing, for sure. Like, you wouldn't think that French volunteers would be, like, joining up to, like, sign up on a jihad, basically, essentially against their own men. Like, how is there's 39% Muslims in Toulouse. So, I mean, there is Muslims here. 30%. Because I have all of these alims in all of these provinces. Yeah, I can play with that a little bit. I can get my imams going and seeing how I want to make that work a little bit. Ooh, they got another crusade marker here too. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if that was being aimed towards me. They already have one heading towards the Egyptians, and this one, I bet, has my name on it. I would not be too surprised. The Sicilian crusade it's still here, but they're not gonna... Yeah. They're here in appearances only. They're not really here. They're not going to make it anywhere with that crusade. But I wonder, gosh, yeah, what about this French crusade? Like, do they have anything either? Not enough. Not nearly enough. Yeah. Yeah, not nearly enough. We'll see what this French crusade can do. I'm not too worried about the French armies, to be honest. What do we have? Some Royal Knights, some men-at-arms, some mounted sergeants. Nothing too crazy. I'm pretty sure they do have Feudal Knights somewhere. Ooh, what is this? Teutonic Sergeant. Oh, there's only 6 of them. That's too bad. That's probably a pretty good unit. I'm really not seeing anything too scary here. So if they got a crusade going, that would... I obviously give them some decent units, and with weight of numbers, they probably would feel confident enough to attack me. I mean, they've been at war with me for a while, so I don't see, why they wouldn't attack me, but I think that my northern defenses would hold true. And if I really needed to, I can always bring some guys over from Cyrenacia. Now, what about... I'm still keeping the French Navy bottled up, right? Yeah, there's no French boats on the water. Yeah, the French, honestly, I'm not too concerned about the French in this campaign. I don't think they're at war with a lot of factions. Me, the Egyptians, the English, and the Germans. And yeah, I'd like the English to kind of take back their island. That would be nice. And the Sicilians too, they're doing pretty okay, interestingly enough. Yeah. Yeah, interesting stuff. Okay, so well, this should probably be a pretty quiet episode for me. I'm just gonna focus, like I was saying before, on my buildings and, getting a few select units on the field, my boats, my crossbows, and eventually my Ghulam cavalry. Well, it's a good thing I brought another boat over to the Eastern Mediterranean, because just like that, it looks like the Egyptians want a piece of me again. I'm assuming it's the Egyptians. It might be the Byzantines, but... And here we go. The Golden Horde has emerged. A vast horde of Mongol warriors has invaded from the east, intent on carving out their own kingdom and adding it to the Great Khanate that stretches all the way to Japan. They call themselves the Golden Horde. None are safe from this new threat. A number of other rebellions in progress have declared allegiance to this faction, Number of provinces being attacked is 3. Yeah, I wasn't exaggerating when I said the Mongols really bring the heat. I mean, it's just so many. It's so huge. It's so huge. What I don't know actually is, can they actually train more soldiers, or is this just all they have? Because I swear, what I've seen is that they really make a lot of progress. They do a lot of damage. They have some really great units, but then they really do peter out and they're not able to sustain that momentum. And I don't know if they can actually train soldiers and build buildings. If you know the answer to that, please let me know. I could obviously just do some spying of my own and take a peek at their provinces further down the road in this campaign to see if I see any buildings that are, I don't know, either unique or if they, I don't know if they would tell me. Would they tell me if they can train the Mongol units? Yeah, I should keep an eye on that. And if you know the answer, please let me know if Mongols can train, their own units once they're on the field. So let's take a look at what we got here with the Mongols. First, they're going to be attacking here in Armenia against the Turks. They're also going to be attacking the Turks up here. This is the Turks. They will be attacking the Turks up here in Khazar, and then the Byzantines up here in Volga, Bulgaria. And these provinces are all going to fall very, very quickly. What do we got? It's not going to tell me. Oh, do I not have, I can't even see. Do I not have, yes, I do have an alum there. Okay. Interesting. I thought it would tell me how long before this castle falls. Maybe they haven't officially taken the province yet. Maybe that happens in the next turn. But yeah, that's going to be putting a lot of pressure on the Byzantines and the Turks. And the Egyptians will be feeling the heat pretty soon here. I'm going to try to get a ceasefire with them just because, maybe they will hear wisdom, but I don't really have high hopes. Well, that was easy. They actually did accept my offer of a ceasefire. Okay, good. Good. I'm glad that they were able to listen to reason there, because the Mongols are right on their doorstep. They're able to see that. They're able to see how precarious the situation is going to be. Famously brave. Okay, who's this? +1 morale, +1 valor. Looks like it's just going to be one of my peasants that's in garrison here in Leon. That's way too bad. And then, clever with words, +1 acumen. And then greed, +1 acumen, -10 happiness. Okay, well, nothing too significant there. I did lose a 4-star assassin in that turn, trying to go after this 7-star general. It did not work out, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm just not having any luck there. Also, I have been trying to, in the meantime, so I've been paying attention to, last episode, the Polish were actually sending some assassins my way, which indicated that they were using assassins. So I've been trying to send some alums to their territories, back and forth, trying to fish for these assassins that they have and bring them down to these territories of mine that do not have border forts. And so far, no luck. I've just, I just thought, update the progress on this whole fishing attempt. I'm wondering if I should just have no border forts in any of my provinces and just leave it so that hopefully my assassins and spies that are sitting in my provinces will be enough to keep my guys safe. I suppose I could do that in pretty much every province except for my provinces that have my men in it, right? So Aragon and Navarre, don't mess around, keep a border fort, and same thing in Cyrenacia, right? But then every other province just destroy my border forts so that maybe I can get my guys trained up here, my spies and my assassins. Yeah, I'll think about that. Why not, right? Because the other thing that the border forts do give me is they do give an extra little boost to population loyalty, but I feel like I'm pretty good right now. I suppose I can keep my border fort in Portugal just because Portugal is a pretty unruly province when it comes to population loyalty. But other than that, everywhere else, I feel like should be pretty good as far as my population loyalty is concerned. Well, this is something that I missed. The cheeky Sicilians were able to come in here and actually take Palestine for a moment, but then they got themselves attacked and now they're under siege here in Palestine. Wait, are these Sicilians? It says they're Sicilians. These are Nubian spearmen and Muwahid foot soldiers. Why are... Okay, I'm confused. Why is the Sicilian army Muslim? Oh, they bought them. They were bribed. Oh, duh. Whoa, crazy. Huh. I don't think... See, I know that that's technically possible in Shogun, but I don't think I ever saw the AI bribing someone in Shogun. So it's just... Yeah, I'm not used to seeing this. But then they're under siege from this? Let's see. 5-star general, 2 Saracens, arbalesters, and camels are... I mean, I guess. I don't know. Seems like a kind of an even fight to me, other than the fact that this is a 5-star general. Huh. That's interesting. I'm okay with it. Yes. Put some pressure on the Egyptians. However, with the French Crusade and the Sicilian Crusade here in Bulgaria, you know, gosh, one of them's going for Antioch, one of them's going for Tripoli, and I don't think this is the right time, guys. I think you kind of missed your chance on this one because, yeah, now that there's a bunch of Mongolians in the area, yeah, it's going to be curious to see how much space they leave here or how aggressive they're going to be because, I mean, the Egyptians do have some forces. They really do, but at this point, they're kind of spread out. As to be expected, right? Because they did, you know, this was supposed to be at the edge of the map. So yeah, the Egyptians weren't exactly expecting, you know, the Mongol surprise. So the Egyptians' strength is concentrated here in Constantinople and then down here in Egypt itself. And it's going to be curious to see, interesting to see where the Mongolians go next. You know, they can really spread their wings at this point and take whatever they want. Up here, they already are going after Kiev and the Crimea. Up here, they're attacking Volga. They already did that. They move fast. The Mongolians don't really waste too much time. They have some really good units, too. These Mongol heavy cav, oof. Tough units. Just want to be in a forest. I can't fathom fighting them on open ground. That thought kind of terrifies me. And then even like the steppe heavy cav, these guys shoot bows, but then they're also heavy cav. Pretty solid. Not as like, you know, well armored as the Mongol heavy cav, but they're still pretty solid. And what else? Like the Mongol warriors themselves, they're archers, but they're a hybrid unit. They're good fighters in melee. And there's so many arrows. The Mongols just have so many arrows. They have naphtha throwers as well. So they have the grenades. And then this is just a regular light cav. Not have to worry too much about them. But then the Mongol horse archers as well. Obviously horse archers, but also good in melee. So it's an army that really just kind of... There's going to be, like, when you have to defend against Mongols, it's a first wave, you know, be in a forest. Be in a forest. That's all I know. If I ever have to fight them outside of a forest, I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't. So be in a forest, have axes, have spears, have some decent heavy cav, just kind of block their charge and kind of play defense on them. And they will send in their Mongol heavy cav kind of like right away, but there's going to be so many waves of them. But it kind of goes in waves, right? Where you stop like one wave against their melee units, and then they'll just shoot at you until all of their arrows are gone. And then they will actually go into melee with their, you know, their shooting forces, like their Mongol horse archers and their regular Mongol warriors will all come into, you know, melee again and fight you in that forest. It's a lot. Fighting the Mongols is really, it's a big ordeal. Takes a long time to outweight them. And I do play the battle timer on, so I do just sit in that forest and happily wait out all of the waves. I have not lost a battle yet against the Mongols, knock on wood, because it's going to happen at some point, and I'm not going to feel good about it. It's gonna suck. I really hope it doesn't happen in my Aragon campaign. I'm holding on to Antioch with my dear life. Luckily, in this campaign, hopefully, I don't have to face them at all, because I'm just going to kind of stay over here in Western Europe and just chill out. Now I can finally train Ghulam Cavalry. Ghulam Cavalry are useful heavy attacking units for any desert general. With mail armor and light lances, they can charge into an attack and can fight well against other cavalry, but need to take care when engaging spearmen. Against missile troops, their best option is a swift attack. Yeah, they're pretty solid. Support cost is 70, unit size 40, construction time or cost 275. Yeah, they're solid. They'll hold the flank until I can get supporting units in to help win flank attacks, and that's about it. But you know what? I finally have something that can go somewhat toe-to-toe with the Catholic feudal knights, and that's going to feel pretty gosh darn good. Other than that, though, the Mongols out in the east are just kind of wrecking shop. They just have taken Syria from the Turks, and I don't think they've taken anything from the Egyptians yet. They're taking things kind of step by step there. They're going after the Byzantines and the Turks right now, and also the Poles, I suppose. Although the Byzantines did get a loyalist rebellion here in Crimea, and it's decent, I guess. I mean, there's some Pavis arbalesters and some regular arbalesters and some crossbowmen, some Byzantine lancers here, some regular archers, and then armor upgrades in every unit here. It's decent, but I mean, honestly, just the 4 heavy cav, just the 4 Mongol heavy cav alone could probably beat everything in this Byzantine loyalist rebellion. Just too bad for them, because yeah, I feel like so far the Mongols are not having too many issues with anyone that opposes them. Have they taken any losses at all outside of siege losses? I don't know. I don't think they have. I don't know if anyone's met them in the field yet. So it would be nice to see them to start attacking the Egyptians, because if the Egyptians want to take some of their armies from away from Egypt and over to their other territories to defend against the Mongols, that would be nice. I would like that. Because I don't really plan on attacking Egypt. I don't really care about them. Just, I don't want them having, 7 stacks sitting on my borders. That is kind of annoying. Now, they did get a new king because their other one just died. What do we got? 3 influence, 4 command, 1 acumen. Weak principles, minus 20% to bribe. Unfortunately, Kalos can't be bribed. That'd be so funny if they could, though. That'd be just ridiculous. And man, Sicily is just really punching hard right now. I mean, I guess they have some decent armies, but they have peasants in this army as well. But they're really taking it to the Italians. The Italians are down to... what do they have left? Just Genoa and Venice and Tyrolia? Is that it? Man. They're in a tough spot. Yeah, and the Turks just have Greece. Oh dear. Poor Turks. This is all they have left. Yeah, I feel like I've never seen the Sicilians do this well, so that's kind of fun to see them be this aggressive. It's kind of a cool thing. It looks like the French are kind of stuck. It seems like there's just a stalemate here in Western and Central Europe. Not a whole lot of movement. Everyone seems kind of frozen in place, except for the Sicilians. They're the movers. They're the real movers and shakers in Europe right now. Oh, hey, cool. The Alhambra has been built. This is that citadel that I was building in Granada, and that has just netted me a pretty sweet 4 points. Awesome. Yeah, I kind of forgot that's what I was working on here in Granada. So yeah, that's my citadel built here, and I have a few of them now. I have a few citadels on the field, and that is the 4th tier building. That's the 4th tier castle, and there's actually one more tier above that, which is the fortress. I don't know how worth it is to build the fortress in all but just like a couple provinces. Maybe later in the campaign, I think if I want to build some of the higher tier ships, I think I might need a fortress. And maybe for the higher tier artillery as well. But at this point in the campaign, I can't think of a reason to build the fortresses. I'm pretty sure there's no more merchant building upgrades for that level. I think there's just 4 tiers of merchant buildings, and that means once you hit the citadel and you've built that merchant building, then that's it, right? So I'm pretty sure that's the case. I'm probably going to hold off on the fortress for a while here, but yeah, here in Granada, I wonder, let's see, some pretty good stuff here. I want to build an admiralty somewhere. This is going to give me a title. The office of admiral gives its holder immense status as the lord of the sea and the leader of a nation's sea captains. Although the holder may only be an honored landlubber, the duties can be onerous, but the title's privileges and the handsome admiralty building more than compensate. So it's just a title building. It's a really cool thing in this game. I really like that they just built these... They just have these buildings where you just build them and you just get titles. and you give these titles to your generals or your governors, and they just give acumen or command stars or whatever, which is, I don't know, it's just kind of a cool thing that's added into this game. So I might do that. Maybe not in... Maybe I feel like, I don't know, I just do this for fluff reasons, but it's not really important, I suppose, but I like building my, these types of buildings in my capital province. Like the Admiralty and the Grand Mosque. I should build my Grand Mosque in like Castile or Leon or Navarre or Aragon. I should build it somewhere where I'm training soldiers because this gives +3 morale. And these are the provinces where I have metalsmiths, so I'll be getting that, you know, bonus from the metalsmiths and the armorers and that Grand Mosque. That'd be really, really good. In fact, I'm pretty sure that I do have rivets in all of these provinces. They give +2 morale. Yep. Yeah, these give +2 morale. So that's already pretty gosh darn good. But then to also have a Grand Mosque, it's not cumulative. It's one or the other. So you're getting like, you know, +3 with the Grand Mosque and +2 of the rivet. And that's it. You're not getting +5 if you have both buildings. So I'm probably going to wait until I can have some citadels in these provinces before I build that Grand Mosque is probably what I'm going to be doing. But what I could do... You know what? Why wait? Let's just get an Admiralty built here. Is it a prerequisite for anything? No, it is not. So let's just get an Admiralty built here in Granada. Or, gosh, an Armorer's Guild actually seems pretty cool. +3 armor for my Almohad Urban Militia that are being trained here. Do I also get, I don't know if... I'm trying to think if there's a militia building that gives +1 Valor to my Almohad Urban Militia. I've just looked it up, and actually there is no militia building that offers a +1 Valor to Almohad Urban Militia. If I were to get the County Militia, which is the last tier, I think it's only available for, actually, Fortress, the Fortress tier, that would give +1 Valor to, like, Urban Militia and Militia Sergeants and, like, Halberdiers, but that's more of, like, a Catholic thing. Well, Halberdiers is a Catholic thing. And then militia sergeants and urban militia, like, I don't think there's any point to getting +1 Valor for those units. Or maybe, actually, now that I think of it, because the Almohads don't even have access to any halberdiers, my only polearm unit is militia sergeants. If I think about that for a second, yeah, I'm pretty sure militia sergeants is my only polearm unit available. So maybe at some point, yeah, maybe I should get that county militia building here in Granada. But for now, let's just kind of work on the Armorer's Guild, and I'll think about that later down the line. And would you look at this? The Egyptians looks like they're dealing with their own civil war. Oh man, how the mighty have fallen. So they will keep Constantinople, it appears. It looks like, yeah, that civil war is gonna lose. But yeah, then the civil war is gonna take over Anatolia, Lesser Armenia, and then, let's see, there's also a rebel faction down here. This belongs to a civil war as well. And yeah, that's also Egypt. Okay, for a moment there I thought that was like the Turks army, but no, not at all. That was Egyptian, and now that is rebel. Interesting. Okay, yeah, they have some difficulties. Ooh, there's another rebel stack down here in Egypt itself. Man, they are having some difficulties. I wonder why. Their king is located in a central location. I wonder why. His influence is low, so I wonder if that's it. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Yep, they're in a tough spot. They're in a tough spot. Yeah, that's probably gonna really hurt the Egyptians' chances of being able to fight back against the Mongols. And the Byzantines are also being pushed back everywhere, really. There's this whole province here that's holding out, and then there's a few provinces up here that's holding out. But probably not for long. The Mongols seem to be winning on all fronts. And they still have just a ginormous force as well down here in Khazar. Like, they're holding back, you know? That's the thing. They're holding back. They still haven't taken Georgia yet. And, anything else? Yeah, like I'd really like these French Crusades to fail. Like that one, at least. Is there another crusade yet? Nope, they haven't launched this crusade marker yet. But yeah, to have a French civil war would be really nice. Just to kind of weaken they're my only enemy right now, I think. They're my only, and they won't get a ceasefire. They just won't get a ceasefire. Like, I'm still in the positive. I'm making 2,000, it's fine, but it would be nice to trade it with them. I keep trying to get a ceasefire, but at this point I'm wondering if it's just going to take a French civil war for me to actually get one, because yeah, the English aren't really doing anything. Like, they're still at war, right? Yeah, the English or the French are still at war. This looks like it's, I don't know, this should beat this, right? Maybe? Yeah, why don't the English take Northumbria? And then they have just a ton of Royal Knights here. Like, this could beat all of their French forces here in England. Just their Royal Knights. Like, come on, guys. Get it together. Take back your homeland. Here's another event, the Opus Maius. Roger Bacon is a teacher of the works of Aristotle and deeply interested in Arabic science, even writing a vast encyclopedia, the Opus Maius. His interests are passed to students even though Bacon's thoughts and writings occasionally smack of wizardry, +1 influence to the English king, but minus 10% zeal in English provinces. Alrighty then, not really having anything to do with me, but that's fine. And yeah, the French are still rejecting my proposals of a ceasefire, which is just too gosh darn bad. What do we got down here? Steward, +10 happiness, +10% to agricultural production. Here in Algeria, because I have just built two, the improved farmlands back to back, so that's how you get that there. Not bad, not bad. And yes, the Mongols are really making life hard for the Egyptians. They're pushing in, they've taken Trebizond as well. And yeah, the Egyptians are, man, they're falling apart fast. They still have Antioch, they've lost Tripoli, and then they have these provinces down here. Palestine, Sinai, Egypt. They still have Constantinople. But at this point, they've had to bring armies from Constantinople to other provinces. And at this point, I mean, the Byzantines are right there, along with the French and Sicilian Crusades. They're not gone yet. I wonder if they would attack Constantinople together. Are the Byzantines at war with the Egyptians? No, they're not. They got a ceasefire. Yeah, that's smart. Because there's a lot of Mongols for them to face. Yes, and the Mongols have finally taken in Georgia. Man, they're doing well. That's a lot. They took a lot quickly. Man, oh man. Yeah, there's still this little enclave here in Smolensk. What the heck just happened here in Tripoli? We have... Is this a Byzantine and Egyptian alliance to fight back against the Mongols? I'm not quite sure, or are the Byzantines trying to sneak in and grab Tripoli? Let's see, it looks like the Egyptians were not able to take back Arabia. And there is a loyalist rebellion here in Georgia, so the Byzantines are getting an assist from their loyalists here, but they are running out of provinces. It looks like the Byzantines, according just to the mini-map, the Byzantines just have Bulgaria and then the 3 island nations or provinces. And that's it. The Italians want to be an ally. Okay, well, you know, I don't see why not. And then, let's see, charitable, so +10 happiness for this guy. All right. Okie dokie. Yeah, let's take a look over here. So the Byzantines just have these 3 provinces, and then they have Bulgaria. And then down here, yeah, like, what was that? Did the Byzantines try, were they at war? No, they're not. Are they allies? No, they're not. Okay. So the Byzantines and the Egyptians are not at war, and they're not allies. So I don't know what I just saw there. That was kind of bizarre. That might be one of the only times that I've seen so far where the Mongols were driven back, because so far, they have been pretty relentless. They have pretty much all of this up here. And yeah, I don't think they have started to attack Novgorod yet, but their time is going to be coming up pretty soon here. And they are pushing into Polish territory as well. The Poles just have... Yeah, the Poles don't have a ton. Well, they have a few territories, but not a ton. Most of their strength is here in Poland. And I don't think the Poles are at war with anyone else, right? Yeah, just the Mongols. Yeah, this is the Mongols are really making their presence known. On my end of things are coming along pretty peacefully here. Now, to make my Gulam cavalry a bit more, have a bit more staying power, I should probably get this Master Horse Breeder, which is going to give +1 Valor to my Gulam cavalry. It's really too bad that they don't tell all the units that it does give that +1 Valor to. You just have to kind of look it up online and see and make sure. So, yeah, let's get that going, and then let's get a Citadel after that so that I can get that 4th tier merchant building here in Lyon. Other than that, though, I don't think... Yeah, I'm kind of just cruising along here. There's not a whole lot to report on my end of things. It's really too bad the Egyptians are just kind of holding up here with most of their armies here in Egypt. Now, they actually have taken back Arabia, and they actually do have a loyalist rebellion here in Edessa and Antioch, and that's going to help out. The Mongols will have to retreat from these 2 provinces, but then they will probably be able to swing back around and do some damage. But yeah, the Egyptians were able to get a second wind here and sort of retake some of their provinces. Now, the Byzantines, so yeah, these Crusades are still here. And you'd think that they could possibly, just possibly take Constantinople by now. Or maybe not, actually. Yeah. There's barely anything here for the Egyptians, but like the Crusades have even less. And the Byzantines are in no position to really leave Bulgaria because this is their only mainland province that's, you know, not an island. So yeah, they're in a tough spot. And once Georgia falls, which is going to last for another 3 turns, then these armies are going to be freed up and they can start moving into, they can retake Trebizond, they can retake these provinces that they're losing to the Egyptian loyalist rebellions. But overall, the Mongols are proving themselves to be a force of nature, so I'm just glad that I'm on this side of the world because I'm not having to deal with any of that nonsense right now. I can just kind of sit, hang out, and just watch the rest of the world burn on this side. And yeah, this side's been pretty quiet, other than the Sicilians. They've just been they've been making their name known. The Italians are just down to Genoa, that's it. That's all they have. And then this fortress, this is a fortress? Damn, wow. They built a fortress in Tyrolia. These are Pete's. And is that, yeah, how long is that going to last? 2 turns? Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be it for them. And yeah, that's going to be it for the Italians once they lose Genoa. Man, oh man, that's pretty crazy. So the Sicilians coming on strong here. They have 75 points. And they're going to be getting a bit more. They're going to be getting 16 points as things stand in about 8 turns. And I'll be getting my 24 points, which is going to be pretty awesome. That just feels so good. So yeah, you know what? Let's get a few more turns in this episode before I wrap things up here. And just like that, the Byzantines have finally capitulated here in Georgia. The Mongols have taken over, but the Egyptians are stabilizing a little bit. They've started to take back some of their regions here with the help of some of their loyalist rebellions. And the Mongols are being pushed back. They do still have Edessa, but the Mongols have been pushed back up to, well, Georgia, Armenia, Rum, Trebizond. So there's still a lot of Mongol forces here. And man, oh man, if the Egyptians just kind of moved their armies from Egypt and then up to here to fight back, like they might actually be able to push back the Mongols. I mean, perhaps, just maybe, you know? But up here, the Mongols seem to be doing pretty gosh darn well. And yeah, there is some Polish rebellions that are helping out. But yeah, it seems like the Mongols, typically they make it to around here and they seem to kind of peter out a little bit. So it's going to be curious to see, you know, if they make it to the Hungarians, are they going to make it to the Germans? You know, that would be cool, but I feel like I've never seen that. I've never seen them reach that far west, but that would be a neat thing to see. Now, on my own end, the only thing that's really concerning at all is that I would like my king, who's 54 right now, I would like him to last a couple more years because his son is 14. So he needs, he's going to be of age in 2 years. So hopefully my king can last until he's 56 years old, and then my son can come of age, because other than that, I do have my oldest brother, Prince Ibrahim, which is 50, and I don't really want a 50-year-old to become my new Khalifa, so yeah, hopefully my king can hang on for a couple more years here. Other than that, though, there's really not a whole lot going on my end. I've been just kind of, you know, reaping the benefits of peace and been building up my economy, building up my buildings, my military infrastructure, and all of that good stuff. My treasury has dipped down a little bit. It went from like 33,000 to 29, but my income is still in the positive. I'm making 24. It's not an insane amount. At some point, I'm probably going to have to take a look at my armies and start disbanding some units just so that I can improve my economy a little bit. I probably don't need all of those units down in Sarnasia, and now that I have arbalesters and some Pavis crossbowmen, that makes my regular crossbowmen redundant, so I probably should disband those at some point here just to help my economy out a little bit. But other than that, that's all gonna have to wait until next time. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. I've been Constep, and this has been Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.